What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. And this time we have Trent here playing the Trunks and Vegeta yellow deck. And we have Jason here on the right playing the new Super Saiyan God Trunks. Just before we get started into the gameplay video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want any DBS Seal products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below. Now, both decks really cool. Obviously, yellow. I feel like yellow's always in a very, very strong position at the moment. The last few sets, yellow's always been great. I guess this is a really interesting concept. You have a lot of EX Evolves. You draw a lot of cards from the EX Evolves, and those EX Evolves have really great effects. The Trunks, really, really great. Just being able to put something into rest mode when it's played is really strong. And we're also seeing kind of the boss card, which is this Trunks and Vegeta card we can see getting charged here, which is the SPR. Looks like we are going to go for our Awaken straight away, taking one of those Vegetas, swinging in. Now, the leader's got the really cool effect of being able to have the 10k and double strike, which is awesome. We're going to play a Vegeta out from our hand to be able to thin our deck. Now, that's the big thing, I think, with this deck as well, is like you do run, I guess, 4 copies of the Trunks, 4 copies of the Vegeta, right? But the fact that when you swing is you can play them from deck or drop area is just absolutely insane. I really like that. I like the fact that you also draw quite a lot of cards on these EX Evolves, and it gives you a lot of control as well. So I really, really, really like these cards. I think they're just kind of very strong, very powerful for what they are. Trunks, again, probably one of the best ones. But being able to swing and just KO something with the Vegeta, ignoring barrier, as long as it's in rest mode, is crazy as well. I just think it's so strong. So as we can see, Jason just warping a lot. So making sure he gets a decent amount in warp. Going for that unison because we do need to get our spirit boost going, right? Once we get our spirit boost going, we can start playing some more cards from the warp as well. But it looks like what we're going to do is Trent is realizing he's got his trigger here, which is great, resting it straight away. Okay, and that's the really nice thing. He is able to just rest a unison or a battle card. So as long as it doesn't have barrier, he can rest it. He can choose it because he does have to choose it and rest it, which is awesome. But yes, his top end is absolutely insane. You kind of get, I guess, one big push with it. The fact that it's 2 energy though, and you just have to take some Trunks and a Vegeta from the board underneath it is absolutely insane. But the fact that it only gets triple strike really that one time and that's it is a little bit sad, unfortunately. But again, you do get the Trunks and Vegeta for free, technically, right? From your leader swing, you put it out, you play that, and then you get a triple strike. And you're probably going to play that when you're starting to push for game, as long as you feel that it is safe enough to do so. It is a really, really strong card. But again, you can even play it in the middle of the game if you know that damage can go through and you've got a crit triple strike and you're denying your opponent 3 resources. That is absolutely insane in its own right. So it looks like we are going to go for the Goten here. So we have gone for our Awaken, which means we have more than enough in the warp right now. Going to get our Goten. I believe it is a spirit boost as well. So we're going to tick down here. But we do get to tick. I believe we tick down to tick up, right? Because of the Kai. So we do get to tick up as well, which is really nice. And that kind of just keeps it on the board. So we are going to swing into the Vegeta here. Looks like we're going to eat a time magic here. And I love that beautiful art there from the Mythic Booster. So that's really nice. I really, really like that. And the fact that we've got a blocker here. So I'm surprised I didn't go for just the block on the Trunks. I don't think it was probably worth using the negate at this point. I think it was better to use the block on the Trunks. As we can see, Trent's leader just slowly traveling across the board here. But you know what? That's the fun of this game. You can put your cards wherever you want. We have designated zones, I guess, in a way. But at the end of the day, as long as you know what's going on, you can read the board state, you're fine. So, cool thing here is that Trunks grabs Vegeta and Vegeta grabs Trunks. Now, what I would say is the reason that he's probably grabbing the Trunks over the Vegeta. I think it was in the drop area. But the other thing that's really nice is if he doesn't have EX Evolves for the Vegetas right now, but he has an EX Evolve for the Trunks, he's kind of protecting in a way, because what he can do is he can leave those in active mode, and then what he can do is go for his Trunks. His Trunks, EX Evolve, draw cards, right? And then restand it, and it has an effect. So here looks like we are going to go straight into the leader. So Trent going for it here. I'm not too sure how many he runs. He potentially runs more than just the 2, but it looks like we are going to go for the triple strike crit. Gonna give it quite a bit of combo as well, but Jason does have a hell of a lot of hand, and that's potentially why he's going for it. So I believe it's 35k base. And then obviously throwing the Vegeta's Final Flash and extra combo behind it. I don't think we're comboing out of that at all. So unfortunately, losing the 3 life just there, Jason is just going to take it. Obviously not going to combo it out at all. Just keep his hand where it is, and then we just lose the 3 life, which I respect that as well. We are going to swing straight, I believe, into the leader. I'm pretty sure. Looks like we're going to pay 1 or play out our Vegeta. Oh, no, sorry. We're just taking it to 15k. It is a combo. We are just going to take that to 15k just here. So 15 to 15. And the scary thing for Trent, obviously, he is tapped out. And this deck can be very aggressive. I think people don't realize how aggressive it actually can be. Jason doing the old favorite play here. So we've comboed a Vegeta, right? Which makes me assume here that we have a Gogeta Xeno, or we're going to pick a Gogeta Xeno up, right? There is that potential. We could pick a Gogeta Xeno up here. Looks like we are just going to grab another Overrealm card, though, but then also some protection if he does go in again. Looks like we are going to swing our 30k in, and then we're going to play into our Trunks just here, and I believe we're getting extra markers here on the Unison once again, which is really nice. And then we're going to plus and probably start swinging in as well. And we've got a dual attacker here. Sinking 1 underneath, giving it more markers, really just trying to keep it on the board, because it is very important for this deck. I guess when Spirit Boost is required for a deck to function, you really need to try to keep that Unison on the board for as long as possible, right? Because if it does just disappear, you get pretty devastated, unfortunately. Doesn't look like we do have a Gogeta Xeno. He potentially wants to keep the 1 energy up anyway, just for some extra protection here. Great thing as well. I'm glad they got it. Black got finally one of the take a life negates and gain a blocker, right? I'm glad they finally got it, but at the same time, it's always frustrating because it's like they didn't really need too much else. They already have so many great cards available, right? Did they need to have this extra on top just to protect themselves that little bit further? You know, Power Burst is already great. Protect of the People is already great. So it is what it is, and I'm glad that they have it in a way, but then also it is kind of devastating when you're versing it, knowing now that they have that potential access to a negate that has a blocker as well, and they can just take a life to do so. Before, it felt a little bit more safe. You'd only have a Power Burst, so you don't have to deal with that Power Burst, and then you can potentially get through. But now you do have to worry about also gaining that blocker. So we are going to go for the Gogeta Xeno. We're going the aggressive route just here. I'm assuming just to warp the big crit 35k off the board, or he may even just warp the blocker here on this swing, potentially. Yep, we are just going to warp the blocker here. Get rid of it. Obviously, that's in drop. The blocker just disappears. We are going to block anyway on the swing. Really just protecting it. I feel like maybe it was better to get rid of the big 35k crit, because that is rather scary. But Trent does have a way to set up another one. Anyway, I saw another one in hand. I feel like Jason probably keeps the pressure up here and just swings again just to try to force some cards out of hand. But it looks like we are going to go into the 35k. Put some cards back into our drop area. So just refueling the drop, which is quite nice. Taking that up to, I believe that's 30, because I think we're only at 20. 35, 40k, it looks like here. Not too sure how large Jason's hand is anymore. There's a potential that he's still got quite a lot of cards in hand because Trent doesn't look like he has too much right now. I think if I was Trent, you just let it die. Yeah, because what you do is you can just establish another one this next turn and hopefully you can close out. So make sure you take... It'd be nice if everything disappeared. Unfortunately, it is only the Overwhelmed Goku. But very, very solid board state for Jason right now, I think, for sure. Obviously, not keeping the pressure on. But now Trent has access to his leader, which has the access to the double strike, which is very, very strong. And he also has access to another one of this 8 cost just here. And I think that's probably what he's going to do. He's probably going to play into the 8 cost, I would say. Force that triple strike and really try to get this damage through. But it looks like we're going to go for the double strike. I believe we're at 3 life. So if we go for the double strike, what it means for... I guess what it means for Jason is, as I said, we do have access to potentially take a life, have a block and negate available, right? So if he takes him down to 1 life, it means that we can't take a life to do any defense. Doesn't look like we have our power burst or anything here, but we probably need to defend as much as possible. But Trent going to make that hard for him, right? He's going to make sure he's throwing some combo behind it. I believe, I think this is exactly the same as the red one. I believe on your turn you only get the 10k. You don't get the full 15 if I remember correctly. I could be wrong though. You may get the full 15 just here. But anyway, very, very strong combo just there. He's making sure that Jason's going to use a lot of his hand. Because then if he doesn't have a negate or something to protect, we are going to throw that triple striker down. I have no doubt here. So we're going to throw in a dual attack Bardock as well on top of that. Why not, hey? No negates, it looks like, in hand. Very sad, unfortunately. Grabbing a Unison. I think this, unfortunately, for Jason is going to be the closeout. I assume if we're down at 3 now, we definitely go for this. We swing in. That's all we got combo-wise. There we go. So Jason just showing him straight up. Doesn't even need to use the effect. That's it, guys. There we go. Trunks taking it. Obviously showing that boss monster how very powerful it is. As I said, it can be the ender. Can also be that mid-game. And just being able to crit 3 life is absolutely devastating. And it's 2 energy. It's so cheap to be able to get it out onto the board. It's absolutely insane. I just feel like it's such a great card. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's nice to see some new leaders. It's great to shake up this meta. Hope you guys subscribe and then also hit the bell to stay notified for when we upload, because then we'll catch you guys on the next one.